Alrighty, should be going. I think all the mic. We're going to get to work. Hope you're all doing great. If you're in here hobbying, let us know what you're working on. Yeah, we're working on the last of our Warhammer Quest Silver Tower tonight, so hopefully can get this all done. I've got these grot bag scuttlers, these grots here to finish, and then I've just got the familiars and then our player characters. Oh, and I've got to do the Ogre Road too, so a little bit to do, but we're getting there and we should hopefully be done. So we can start getting the games going for this. So, I'll figure out what I've got to do. I've got to pick out some more medals that I missed before. Got a Chorus White sitting around somewhere. Hope you're all doing well. Let us know in the comments what you're working on at the moment, what your hobby is doing. Let us know what you thought of all the reveals that have happened the past couple of weeks. This Chorus White doesn't look like it's going to work. It's brand new. Wow. Brand new paint. Not going to work. There we go. What's that? Yeah, pop paints are not great. The Chorus White, I've not had good luck with it. There we go. So, not particularly. It's pretty solid. We'll see what we can do with it. This is based on all the little moon iconography, and then we'll hit them with a yellow contrast over the top. So to anyone watching, let me know what you're working on. There's not many. Probably won't pick up for another hour or so, but it's daylight savings here in where I am, so everything's an hour early for me. Kids are in bed out early, the wife's gone to sleep an hour early, so cheers, Nyang the Panda. Hope you're doing well and staying safe too, mate. Always the most important stuff. What are you planning on painting today? Yeah, just doing some random hobby with people. Ooh, nice, Space Wolves. Do you have a... I'm sure if you... Oh, yeah, just have a picture. These need to get painted and they're part of my hobby paint. I've got a almost 1,000-point army of Sons of Medusa that I'm working on. So I've got to add the moot green. All the undertones are all done, so we're just going to get the moot green going. Yeah, like, I was a bit shocked when I first saw it, I'll admit. But I like it. I like the crazy stuff in AOS. They've tried something different, and like, I can understand why people dislike it. I'm painting up the grots from Warhammer Quest Silver Tower, so the little like 8-armed grots you got with Warhammer Quest. Finally just painting my set of Warhammer Quest that I've had for ages and painting up, so just painting the spider webs on. Yeah. Yeah, that's literally my plan is just getting rid of paint log. See over here, I've got a whole table of just like unpainted stuff. So I've decided all the stuff on my paint table is going to get painted first. So all that can get cleared off, and then we'll start working on the stuff in the cupboards. Nice. Yeah, I never really play 40k all that much, but I grabbed them just for something different to paint. I was tempted, like I used to play 40k a little while ago, back before the current edition. I probably played 40k in like 3 or more years. Oh yeah, there's a lot of work to do. If you can see behind me, that giant white cabinet stretches the whole wall, and like down below there's all cupboard space in it, and that's full of unpainted stuff. So the backlog is huge. Yeah. To put it this way, I have an actual Stormcast Warrior Chamber to paint. There's like 180 Liberators waiting for paint alone. Yeah, 180 Liberators. Like, it's the mega formation in the book. I have the actual like mega formation. So. Is there any particular Space Wolf company? I sort of know my 40k lore. Is there anything more to it, or is it just literally just something to paint for Kill Team? Sorry, just responding to something from the way. Well, I'm glad I can help you out there, mate. Most Sunday nights I do these, whether it's by myself or the wife joins in sometimes. She's hit the hay early, so it's just us tonight, just me tonight. But for sure, always come hang out, mate. Always happy to chat to other people and hobby with people. Don't forget to give us a subscribe and a like. I'm pretty sure that's your like there anyway. So thank you very much. We're getting pretty close now to our 1,000 subscriber mark that we want to hit. Whole channel is just mine and my wife's sort of hobby and hobby takes and all that sort of stuff. Oh, nice. Like small skirmish stuff. Yeah, skirmish style games are like how I've gotten the wife to play with me. You know, you see all these people that go, oh, I want my wife to play or whatever. Or I want my partner to play, my significant other to play Warhammer with me, and they will go, oh, I played a 1,000-point game and she doesn't really seem interested. It's like, well, no reason they don't seem interested. Like, 1,000-point games are a big commitment to play. You're another person from the Netherlands. I have a bunch of people from the Netherlands jump on here all the time. Netherlands and Denmark, those two, which is cool. One of my favourite bands is from the Netherlands. Just give me 1 sec. I'm just going to send a link to a friend. Apologies. But yeah, whole channel's aiming to be like narrative gaming and all that. We've started smashing out Painting Armies, so we should have some cool narrative style games coming out a lot more frequently. For me and the wife, it's just getting a bit of time, but we're starting to get a bit more time. Probably will have a bit more time now the kids are going to bed that little bit earlier thanks to daylight savings over here. Yeah, one of my favourite bands is from Netherlands, a band called Epica. I'm all up into my metal, so if you're into that sort of stuff, if you're into the metal, you might know Epica, a band from the Netherlands. And yeah, me too. Like, I think story-driven games are like, especially if you're trying to get your partner or significant other to join, even like a family member to join in. I really think they're the way to go to get people to join in with you because they're nice and just relaxed and like not so much playing against each other as you are trying to tell the story, which is good. Oh, nice, cool. Yeah, I saw Epica on their first live tour down in Australia. That was pretty cool. Nice. Wolf was just putting together your backlog of 2K converted Stonecast, 2K converted INF. Nice. Putting together backlog. Yeah, see, my first one's painting, and then we've got the building backlog. I've got like pretty much every army's terrain piece back there that needs to be painted. I've got a Loon Curse and a Feast of Bones and an Aether Wars that will need to be put together. That giant box up the top is that giant, totally not Tiamat dragon from Reaper Bones. My chair is all of a sudden squeaking like a madman. Apologies. There's probably a possum on my roof from what I can hear. Freaking possum on my roof. What that I don't know if you can hear it, that scratching noise. Yeah. What is it? Mal Drakar, Lord of Dragons. Yeah, I'm a big D&D nerd. Actually organising stuff to get shown on the channel soon, so you should see some RPG stuff come on the channel soon. So yeah, there should be some roleplay game stuff, whether that's D&D or something by Green Ronin, like Fantasy Age or Mutants and Masterminds, Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, either by Cubicle 7, the more modern versions of 4th edition. Yeah, I'm not quite 20 years, I'm about probably about 10, 12 years of roleplay games. Yeah. Particular systems that I enjoy, I will always fall back to my love of Deathwatch. That's actually how I got into roleplay games. Deathwatch is a Warhammer 40,000 roleplay game designed by Fantasy Flight. Goes along with like all their stuff like Rogue Trader and stuff like that. And that was the first RPG system I ever played, and sort of got me into the stuff. So we'll say like that always has like a special place in my heart. And thank you for liking the video, and I hope you guys subscribe to the channel as well and help us grow that a little bit. Um, but yeah, so Deathwatch is always a favourite. I do quite like Warhammer Fantasy on being like quite a killy system. And there's a bunch of like different ones I like for various different reasons. Like I like the just sheer you can do whatever you want sort of thing. That is Mutants and Masterminds. And I mean, like D&D is always good. I'm probably more of a 5th edition player for D&D than anything else. I just like keeping up with the latest thing. I'm not somebody who really holds onto playing a nostalgic game. Unless it really offers me something. What about yourselves? Any particular roleplay game system you guys are particularly fond of? Oh, nice. DMing is a tough but rewarding part. I am what most people call a forever DM. I always seem to be the DM, but I enjoy doing it, so here's what it is. Came from Pathfinder 3.5. See, I never really played 3.5 D&D that much. 3.5 was around. I was much more into the Fantasy Flight, like the Warhammer specific roleplay games. So, Dark Heresy, Deathwatch, Only War, Black Crusade, and all those ones. Of course, the yeah, I think that is as someone like myself, I'm generally introducing a lot of people to the hobby in what I do, in my communities and stuff. So I think 5th edition is a fantastic edition for getting people into. It's probably the best RPG to get someone into role playing games with, and I think that's the real strength of it. But it's more like just because it's really good for new people doesn't mean it's not good for older players, and I think it balances out the facts well that older players can really have a go at 5th edition as well, and not feel like it's babying them. Warhammer Fantasy 1st edition, if you like 1st and 2nd edition of Warhammer Fantasy, I really recommend going and having a check with 4th. It's gone back to its roots. It's no longer like a Fantasy Flight Games style game with its own dice and stuff. It's now done by Cubicle 7, who are doing all the Warhammer roleplay games now, and it's really quite good. It really harkens back, probably more to 2nd than 1st, but still there's some elements of 1st in it. And yeah, it's a really good system. Oh, without a doubt, like but world building like can be done in quite easily. I think as a mechanical system wise, I think it's fantastic. Well, judging by how Ben Johnson has to have an army of monsters every time he plays an army, if he had any say, you'll need 6 of those moo cows for an army, so I'll be getting 6. And as talking to my friend here on Yang the Panda, I have a problem when it comes to collecting models. I have quite a large backlog and they'll get added to it. They'll probably get skipped ahead of a few projects. I'll try and get them up on the channel for like battle reports and games and stuff with them as early as possible, with a much more narrative focus. Won't sort of see standard 2K match play games on the channel. Everyone else does them to death, and unless it's with like armies I'm taking to tournaments, you probably won't see competitive games on the channel all that much. Because the majority of them will just be me playing the wife or me playing a good friend. Alright, now the grots are just waiting for the last little bit detail, but I gotta wait for some paint to dry. So now we can start looking at these dudes, which are the familiars. So we're working them in bunches of 2. So I play full Cities of Sigmar. Awesome. Cities of Sigmar is my mainstay army. If you are interested, you can go back on the channel and look back. You'll be able to see the last the Cities of Sigmar army I took to SAGT. You'll find both my pre-tournament talk and my after-tournament talk, as well as some hobby picks and stuff on the channel. And yeah, it would be I love my cities. If you happen to have seen a giant Scourge Privateers army going around a couple of years ago, that's my army. But yeah, I didn't take Scourge to SAGT. I took like a very mixed Hammerhall list, which was quite fun to play. I didn't get a lot of good results, but I got a lot of victory. Like I was losing games like 25-23 and stuff like that. It was great fun. But I'm definitely getting that starter box for those elves, without a doubt. We'll start work on the fish familiar. So I'm going to do blue. I'll put some stripes on him and probably give him like a yellow tail. I've got the idea of like, I don't know the name of the fish, but I've got the fish in my mind. be like blue with like some yellow, black, and a little bit of white. Yeah, I think that's the great thing. I didn't do a lot of converting on my cities. I go for the opposite of I like how a color scheme can bring all those different units together. That was what I really set out to do. I have a quite not talking myself up on my painting skill, but I think the color scheme is quite striking with the greens and blues that I use, and I've managed to bring the army and like all these different units from different factions and like quite different aesthetics looking wise, and bring them together with a color scheme, and that was what I set out to do for that. And yeah, no, I completely agree. The new spearmen are quite amazing. No. Sorry, just lost my. No, there it is. Brush rag. I would love to see. We do have a Discord channel. Give me a sec. Should be able to pop a link in the chat. Definitely show off all your work. If you've got stuff. There's a Discord link in the chat for anyone who wants to come join our Discord. Sometimes we do like more personal hobby chats and stuff like that on there, so you're more than welcome to come join along. And definitely, I really want to see that converted Cities Army and Yang. If you have a Cities Army as well, I'd love to see it. There's a Cities of Sigmar chat in there. I'd be quite keen to see them. Yeah, and now the time to let it all settle. That's awesome, man. I would very much like to see. I know it's like it says it's an Age of Sigmar, but just post them up in the general chat on the Work in Progress Wednesdays on the Discord. I'd love to see what you're working on and how they're coming out, mate. Oh, nice, cool. Yeah, I probably have seen them if you post them on the city's page. I'm the admin dude, so well, one of them. Well, I'm the admin, and there's plenty of others. But yeah, I'll go have a squeeze in a sec. should be able to add the last wash to these grots and they're done. Not gone too heavy on the standard of the grots for the Warhammer Quest. But yeah, I'll go have a look. No worries, man. Don't keep your wife waiting. Head off and have a good day, mate. Thanks for hanging out. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you again soon. We're here most Sundays. Yeah, most weeks at this time, whether it's me or me and the wife. So have a good time, mate. Thank you for joining us. Oh, nice. Using a bunch of the older models. I'm planning to use my old units of whatchamacallem, Way Watchers as Shadow Warriors. Alright, man. Yeah, I've got a lot of Glade Guard. I have so many Glade Guard, it's not funny. No, the Wood Elves are on the paint desk. Like, even if they're just going to get painted up and just be a display army, the Wood Elves will get done. I was a Wood Elf player back in fantasy days. I have quite a substantial Wood Elf army. Talking upwards of like probably hitting on 20, if not 30,000 points. So we'll get painting a bunch of models that never got painted. The problem is that's like 20 or 30,000 points from when I didn't paint my models. I'm sure everyone knows those days of where they didn't do any, like when you're a teenager and you didn't do any hobby and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens with Old World. I'm looking forward to it. Like, I love AOS, and I'll still play AOS, but looking forward to fantasy as well. Like, why not? What's the meme that goes around? The little girl with the taco. Let's go have a look at that army. Sigma. Oh, nice, mate. I really like that the Frost Heart Phoenix there. That is just such a nice striking contrast to the rest of your army. Both Phoenixes really look really nice compared, not compared to the rest of your army. What am I trying to say? Both Phoenixes really set themselves out apart from the army. It's really nice. Very traditional Wood Elf scheme. I love it. You've got some of the old heroes converted up. A Waywatcher conversion there. You've got the Shadow Dancer conversion, the female spell singer I see with a head swap. What am I painting up? I'm painting up my yeah, and that's it. I don't get why people are getting so hung up on either one, like going, you don't want, like, why does fantasy need to come back, or why does sorry if there's a little bit of a buzz in the background. It's all of a sudden just started pouring down outside. Yeah, I don't get why the people are, you don't need fantasy, or fantasy was better than AOS. I'm just like, why not both? These are just such cool little models, the little familiars from from Warhammer Quest. Really love them. Yeah, it's just like, enjoy both. Like, it's just another game you can play. It's like, I always try and stay up of the 40k versus AOS community war. Or, more so with like other games when you meet like people who play something like Hordes or something like that. And they go, this is so much better than Warhammer. And they're just so anti-Games Workshop. And it's just like, why? Like, why are you anti a company that provides you with something that's just purely for enjoyment? If you don't like it, you don't like it. You don't have to. No one's telling you to like this thing. But like, let other people enjoy it. Don't be the negative Nancy that brings down someone else's enjoyment. Yeah, completely agree. Gatekeeping and you hit the nail on the head. Gatekeeping is bad. I see it a lot when people join I'm the dude who runs the big Age of Sigmar group on Facebook. And I see it a lot when people come saying new stuff and people just tell them oh, you don't want that, that's bad. It's like no. Who cares what's good and bad? Especially at the start, you're a brand new player. This is entirely new to you. Good and bad don't matter. You need to learn how to play first, and then you can figure out what sort of thing you want to do. They might have zero cares about being competitive in any way and just want to play with the models they think look pretty. And if they want to be competitive, go be competitive. There's nothing wrong with being competitive. It's just another thing of is competitive versus casual is just another thing. I love a good tournament, but I also love playing my narrative games. It's another one of people picking sides. We can just go both. Yeah, and I think that's what I try and do is just there's no right or wrong way to hobby. Painting is another one. I enjoy painting now, but there was a time where I didn't, and I didn't much care for it. And it doesn't make you want to paint when people go, "Oh, you should have your army painted." And I understand tournaments have requirements for painting and stuff, and that's fair. They want you have to pay a tax to get into that tournament, and that is painting your models. That's fine. But at your local game store, that guy who doesn't paint his armies because he has zero cares for painting armies, shouldn't be talked down to because he doesn't paint. He's just another guy, and he enjoys a different part of the hobby than you. He might enjoy building and converting. I know someone in my local scene who doesn't paint his models, but he makes these amazing conversions, but then he gives them to his partner, and his partner paints them. That's the wrong shade. I want Caribou Crimson. Okay. Wash rush. Completely lost what I was doing then. Once all the silver tower stuff's done up, I'll take a nice army shot of it and get it up. I've still got to do all the basing for them, but it shouldn't take me too long to get done. And have this all done by tomorrow. collected a little bit of dust. Oh, okay. What's wrong with that brush? That might have been something they got a... Well, don't know what's wrong with that brush. Okay, we got this big giant one here. And so yeah, I'm just getting some brown as the base colour down on these book familiars. Look, you play what you feel like playing. I think at the end of the day, play. It's like what's the thing where you like clean your house and what doesn't bring you joy, throw out. The game you play should bring you joy. If it does, then it's the one you should be playing. If you're enjoying it, enjoy it. Right. Yeah, mine's just I'd like to have a variety of armies done up for AOS. Probably have a small 40k force done up. And have my box games done up so I can play anything that needs to be painted. So I've got Beast Grade box that I want to have painted up. I want to have at least 2 Blood Bowl teams painted up. I want to have Warhammer Quest painted up, both versions. And then yeah, I want to have armies. So I've already got my 1,000 points of Stormcast done. I've got my Scourge Privateers army up there. I've got my cities. I've got a Warcry warband. I now have Silver Tower. I should have probably close to 2k of Zinch once I add on the other chaos that I've got to this. I've got probably about 1,500 points of KO. And I don't know if you saw before, there's like 6 Hydras, so I should have the Monster Mash list able to be played for Cities of Sigmar. Cool. If you saw that, yes, OBS did decide to disconnect for a little second there. Sorry about that. I'm gonna wash on these guys, the books. And then we'll do the base. Once these guys are dry, I can dry brush them, and then I can do the cloth of these guys all together. These fish are pretty much done. I've just got to pick out teeth on them after. Get a wash on them, and then we can start on the Ogroid, and that's all the baddies done. Then I've just got to work on the Sorceress, using the old, you like Wood Elves, mate. This is the old Naith, the Prophetess model, 2nd edition Wood Elves. So I've got her, and then I've got a Fleet Master coming that I need to work on when he gets here. And we'll have everything for Warhammer Quest. I'm going to be using the old Lockyer Fellheart model. But I'm still going to do the bases for everything as well. I've got all the bases all primed and ready to go. So let's get this wash. We need a Druchii Violet. Top tip, a really great wash for doing leather is doing a purple wash on your brown. Help give that nice fresher sort of leather look. Yeah, she's such a nice model. If you've ever seen the 2nd edition Wood Elf Wood Elf Army book, she's the lady on the cover. And sort of wood, like the story they weave around her, she pretty much gets retconned later on to sort of be Lilith. Yeah. Which is obviously the god that Araloth worshipped. And Teclis. Just got the teeth to pick out on these dudes. A little bit of Screaming Skull. dry out. So we'll move on to the ogre. And we completely forgot to wash his tail out of all that. So the skin colour I managed to get from Zinch, which you can see here, literally just Drakenhof Nightshade over a Corax white spray. While we wait for stuff to dry, we're gonna start on the sorceress. Life wants a really pale skin tone on her, so. But yeah, so start with a base coat of Rack-Out Flesh to give a really nice pale skin tone. Just do Drakenhof Nightshade. Not Drakenhof Nightshade, no. Rackland Flesh Shade. Cool. Now we can just get a dry brush going on these dudes. So we're just going to start with re-dry brushing Empress Children back over them, and then we'll do a quick Flash Get Yellow dry brush. And if you're just joining us, don't forget to pop into the chat and say hello. Let us know what you're working on. Just painting up the familiars for Warhammer Quest Silver Tower at the moment. And we should move on to the Ogreid and a Sorceress for my wife to play with. Alright, now we can get started on some base colours. So we're going to start with Sotek Green for the cloth so they match the rest of the stuff. No, I need to check something. Check whether my local game store sent me a reply. Wrong colour. Not Sotek Green, that's the armour colour. Oh, hello. I'm guessing that, pretty sure that's you, isn't it, Tom? So nice of you to join us. Well, luckily my local game store actually is still open, and they're operating through delivery, of all things. I'm in South Australia, and we're not quite as badly hit as some places of the world yet. Australia's big locations are like more major towns that people might know, like Sydney and Melbourne. But yeah, I live in Adelaide, which is in South Australia, and we're a little bit better off than some places around the world. In that a lot of like our retail stores are still allowed to operate, though a lot of them are operating with limited customers allowed in stores and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, they're actually doing a delivery of all things. So that's pretty cool. And so I can support them through doing delivery. And what I can't get from delivery, there's a company in Australia called Emerald Hobbies that is currently just operating like shipping, and they like ship out to Australia. So if I can't get it from my local game store, I can try and get it from Emerald Hobbies. Obviously, they've got limited stock, but I'm at least supporting Emerald Hobbies are great. They support a lot of tournaments here in Australia, so I like supporting them as well. But when places open back up, I'll definitely try and help out a bunch of local places. I'll go to my local GW, buy some stuff, because the managers at all my local GWs are great. And yeah, just try and help. We were planning on like getting monthly meets ready for our Age of Sigmar community, and that got all pushed back. Well, they told me if you definitely get into those new those Angel Elves, hit me up, because we'll get you to come to our local monthly meets when we organise them again. But yeah, I'll just be going into my local store, buying stuff off my local stores, and doing what I can to just give them that bit to make sure that they stay alive. Because, especially in Australia, local game stores are really important, because GW prices are quite expensive, and a lot of them give us like pre-order discounts and stuff like that. And that's a really important thing. Yeah. Yeah, that sucks. Like, these estates are pretty screwed with it, to put it lightly. I might have to head off in a sec. I'm really sorry, guys. I might be back a bit later with another one. Give me 20 odd minutes. Our little man's just woken up, and the sun's just woken up. You like Wood Elf Nyang? My son's called Orion. Yes, he is named after the king in the woods. I'll be back in a little bit. So yeah, hang tight, guys. I'll be back in probably 20-30 minutes if you guys are still up for a hangout and chat. Just got to go deal with the dad's part of the Dadhammer hobby hangout part. Alright, be back soon. Ciao for now.